We are in the mud. We are firmly in the thick of it. This is the worst run that I have ever seen in my lifetime. I'm sure that there will be people out there that have seen worse runs. I have no doubt about that. But in terms of what I've seen, in terms of just games without a win, maybe you can point to a few things and say that, there might have been a run under Pellegrini that was worse performance-wise, but in terms of just sheer results, I mean, to go an entire month without winning, no wins in October, and just look completely hopeless, cowardly, afraid, and just a mess. I get the magnitude of the game. I get it to Anfield, but and again, my hopes weren't necessarily high. I was expecting a loss. As bad as that may sound, I was expecting a loss, but I'm more disappointed in the way that we've lost again. It's just bizarre how this run is keeping going. But look, listen, I'm going to break it down. I was planning to do a live stream, have like a therapy session, a talk, but there were a few other people live that I didn't want to clash with, so a video will suffice. We'll just have to condense it down a little bit. Vent in the comments, please do, because this is a safe space. It's really that bad that there's a lot of things going wrong. There's a lot of things going wrong and I don't know the way out. At least for the immediate. January, who knows? You're clutching at straws if you think multiple signings, but maybe there will be one that can turn our fortune around. But we've still got a hell of a lot more games. We know what the Christmas period is like. And we're just going to thug it out. So before I break this game down, you do me a massive favor, and please leave a like, it'd be massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. But let's talk. Let's talk through this game. Let's start with the obvious, and that was the setup was that of a team that is so low on confidence and form that it was very conservative. You had Rico Lewis playing as a winger. You basically had two right backs on the right-hand side. Nunes was playing on the wing. Bernardo Silva was essentially a holding midfielder, just basically told to be busy, run around, cover a lot of ground, and Gundogan to be in there to help out. And then you just kind of basically had the front two who, again, flattered to deceive. Not really much of the ball going to Haaland, but really, again, like, at what point does he take it in his own hands to maybe try and make something happen? I'm at that stage now where it looks like certain players are not trying as hard as they can. They don't seem to care too much. Like, it really wound me up to see, I think it was a Kanji, and I know it was Haaland for a fact. Haaland was having a conversation with Mo Salah on the halfway line after he scored his penalty, laughing and joking. It's like, I'm not laughing and joking. I'm hurt. I'm sat here and I'm like, I can't believe what my team has turned into in the space of a few months. We've gone from 4 in a row winners to will we even get top 4 within the space of like 2 months. So I'm not laughing. I'm not joking. The season is massively up in the air. The league's gone. Forget about winning a title. We can have an off year with that. We won 4 in a row. I can live with it. I really can live with it. But you can't get top. You can't drop from 1st to 4th. That's a massive drop off. That tells me that. That tells me a couple of things: that the hunger level has dropped significantly, and that there's not enough quality in the team. And then if there's not enough quality in the team, again, this is a theme that I've been going on about. It goes down to board level. Why is there not enough quality in the team? Why are we so sentimental all of a sudden when it comes to players? Again, this is another thing. We've been so ruthless when it comes to just letting club legends walk out the door, or letting pieces walk out the door if they want to go, being ruthless and signing a replacement, getting someone in who can fill that void. And for the last 2 seasons, it's been dreadful. Certainly with recruiting players in terms of that standpoint. Getting rid of them, we made the hard decision to get rid of Gundogan in the first place. Made the hard decision to get rid of Mahrez when an offer came in and decided to sell him. Again, another pretty difficult decision, getting rid of Alvarez. I know the money was good, but the output was there, and it's a difficult thing to replace that quality with, someone who essentially you're basically telling you're going to be number two to Haaland. That is your role. Finding someone who is, good enough to play at the level that we play at, but is also okay with at least starting out as second choice and probably remaining second choice, if we're being honest, with the quality that we already have in that position, or maybe even playing out of position like Alvarez was. So, I get it. It's easier said than done to replace these players, but gotta do something. you gotta do something. You gotta try. There were names out there. Don't tell me there weren't names. Again, this is one side of the argument for me, is the recruitment and the board level. It's just not been good enough at the top, not been ruthless enough, not been stamping our authority on it. We've almost let it get away from ourselves and gone, we're at the top. You know what I mean? There was room to improve. There was areas that needed addressing, and we didn't do that. And again, whether January can throw up a name that can solve an issue, and I'm fully expecting a big summer rebuild in 2025. I'm talking the old guard needs moving on. There's a few cult heroes, club legends, players in those sorts of areas that really we need to be cutthroat. We need to ditch these guys. We need to get younger. That's the main point for me. We need to get a bit younger. I know experience is important, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the other day I saw that we have one of the highest average ages in terms of squad in the Premier League. We have an aging car. We have a car that is very old and needs replaced. Talking Gundogan. I know he's just come, but Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, John Stone. Got to make a decision on Kevin De Bruyne, which I'll come to because I want to have a little bit of a conversation on what on earth is going on there. Looking at someone like Grealish, Kovacic, Walk, the goalkeepers. Pep changed his goalkeeper today. Did it make a difference? Minimal, maybe. Ortega made a couple of good saves, but gave away a penalty. I mean, was Ederson dropped because he made a mistake and potentially, he did really cost a goal against Feyenoord. And then Ortega goes and does that and gives away a penalty and drops a ball like there. And it's kind of just everyone is so low on confidence. That back four, it's an absolute shambles, by the way. Both goals are preventable. Diaz getting caught on the ball for the penalty and Ortega rushing out and giving it away. That first goal, I think it went past about 3 players before it got to the back post. That low-driven ball. Just ball watching. Gakpo, back post. Is Kyle Walker asleep? Is he aware that there is someone behind him moving in? I mean, serious conversation. I've seen a few people who have been pretty lenient with Kyle Walker. It's fair to say, and have backed this guy till the last point. But there's people starting to see the light now that he's just bad. Like, it's just bad. And telling sign for me is before kickoff, players are doing huddle in the middle of the pit. Captain Kyle Walker, all the players around him. Ruben Diaz is giving the team talk. Ruben Diaz has been the motivator. Now, I get that he is also a leader and he's very vocal, but that's what the captain should be doing. And if there's someone else better suited for it, then they're better suited to being the captain as well. And I think it's just a mess right now. In terms of Kevin De Bruyne, really, just quickly, I don't know what's going on there. I was gonna come on here and say that there was, we can take away a little positive that, Pep made 2 changes. He brought on 2 wingers before the hour mark, which is something that he normally doesn't do. He normally doesn't make changes before that point. But he waited until, 12 minutes left to go to bring on, and when, it was basically when Salah scored the pen, we went 2-0 down, about 10, 15 minutes left to go. He brings on De Bruyne and Grealish. I mean, what's the point? We were piling on the pressure up until that point. That second half until Salah scored, we put a decent amount of pressure on, especially when the two wingers came on. Again, we were lively in and around the box. We didn't really have anything clear cut, but there were moments where there were more things happening then than there were in the first half, and you're thinking, right, throw a Kevin De Bruyne in on the mix, throw in someone who's going to deliver that final ball. And he waited till we're 2-0 down with, again, 10, 15 minutes left to go to bring him on. I don't know what the story is with De Bruyne. I don't know why he waits so long to bring him on. Is he still not 100%? I mean, he's been in training for about a month, if not more. So I really don't know there. And in terms of the bigger picture, I can't really sit here and I can sit here and analyze this game for quite a while, but I'd be saying the same things that I've been saying for weeks, months, even when we were winning games, we were just about scraping through. Remember Fulham, Wolves. I'm still saying the same things. The performances are terrible. The defense is shaky. Outside of Haaland, you just no goal threat whatsoever, really. And just overall battling decisions. Team selection is bizarre at times with certain players playing that are clearly not up to the level. And then the substitutions, again, it's just mind-boggling. And these are the things that Pep can take the blame for. But again, Board has to take some blame because of poor recruitment. And the players have to take some blame because at what point do you just start playing for pride? I mean, it's a shambles, really, the amount of free goals we're giving up. So it's literally on everybody. Everybody has to collaborate to turn this around because it's not just one problem where, it's a tactical problem and Pep can tweak it and get it right. It's not just, players are performing poorly and they'll turn it around. No, it's everything. Players aren't performing, Pep getting things wrong, the board haven't been ruthless enough. And that's what it boils down to. We've got the three major areas of football pretty wrong in the last couple of transfer windows, sort of 12 to 18 months. And we were able to get away with it last season because there were certain players like Rodri who were able to play 60 games. But this season, we don't have that look. It's come back to bite us, not signing a proper deputy or a complement to Rodri, someone who can play with and, instead of, has really come down to hurt us and not replacing the goals of someone like a Julian Alvarez. And even when you go back to, again, the summer window before that, we're bringing in Doku for Riyad Mahrez and Nunes and Kovacic for Gundogan and Palmer. We didn't replace goals. So, end of the day, that's all it boils down to. I'd love to know what you think in the comment section down below. Again, let it out, man. Let it out. Therapy session. Let it out, because Forest, I believe on Wednesday, it's not going to get better because they're doing really well at the moment. And if you look at our next game, it's very hard to see where our next win comes from. I just hope that by hook or by crook, or by just sheer, luck and fate, that a win is coming, because you can't go forever losing, surely. Even though it looks like we can, something is going to click, at least for a game. And that's kind of what I'm holding on to. So, again, let me know in the comments down below what you think of just this run in general in this season. I think the league's done. Champions League, you can forget about it as well. Man, not even qualify for the knockouts. So there's that as well. But if you do me a massive favour on your way out this video, and please leave a like, massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. And we will see you in midweek for Forest, where we can hopefully finally get a win.